Hello, my name is Saurabh Pant and I teach chemistry in Sri Chaitanya Goshala campus. So as we very well know that we are dealing the nitrogen oxygen family, and with whole heavy heart, this is the last video of that segment. Hope you also enjoyed it because I enjoyed teaching a lot. Now we are going to start with the last topic and the most important topic as well, that is the sulfuric acid H2SO4, the kings of acid. Now, it is said that if you want to see the development of a nation, now which nation is more developed, see the production of sulfuric acid there, because the maximum use of the sulfuric acid is in the industries. So more sulfuric acid production means better the industry is running. So sulfuric acid is a colorless, dense, oily liquid. Why dense? Because of extensively high hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is very high in the case of sulfuric acid. Density is 1.84 gram per ml. Kind of almost 1.8 times of water. Freezing point 283 Kelvin and the boiling point is 611 Kelvin. So you can understand even boiling point is also very high. Now, in the preparation of the contact process we use for the preparation of sulfuric acid, so we take sulfur, we burn in the presence of oxygen, we get the SO2 gas. In fact, by roasting also we can get the SO2 gas. So it's very easy to get the SO2 gas. In fact, we couple this reaction with the metallurgy. In reality, books are different, but outside the NCERT also you should know the world how it works. In metallurgy, when you do roasting, the SO2 coming out from there is used for the preparation of the sulfuric acid here. So what happens? This SO2 in the presence of V2O5 as a catalyst is used in the presence of O2. It reacts to form SO3, it gets oxidized because SO3 is not generally formed, 6 to 8% only you get here. Now, will the oxidation state of V2O5 change during the reaction? Yes. V2O5 become V2O4, from plus 5 to plus 4 it changes, and again back to plus 5 it goes. That means V2O5 gives the oxygen to SO2. He say, bro, you take the oxygen, I will later on take from the oxygen back. So he becomes V2O4. Then the V2O4, that means V2O5 give the oxygen to SO2, he became V2O4. Now V2O4 will go to oxygen to take the oxygen back. So he becomes V2O5 again. So O2 does not directly go with SO2. V2O5 actively participate as a catalyst, but by the end of reaction, V2O5 remain V2O5. So SO2 get oxidized to SO3, delta H is negative, and this thing I have already discussed along with the Haber process as well. When delta H is negative, exothermic reaction is there, you want the reaction to go more and more forward, you have to decrease temperature. But the problem with decreasing temperature is that if the temperature becomes too much low, the reactivity becomes very slow. So we take a moderate temperature of around 720 Kelvin. There also around 700 Kelvin we have taken. Why moderate temperature? At very low temperature, reaction will go more and more forward, but the speed will be very low. At very high temperature, the reaction will not move forward, but bhaiya speed kya? What you will do with the speed then? So we take moderate temperature of 720 Kelvin. Pressure taken 2 bar. Why? Because here if you see 1 SO2, half O2 react to form 1 SO3. That means 1.5 mole is becoming 1 mole. So if you want to go forward towards lesser number of moles, you have to compress the reaction. If you compress the reaction will go towards lesser number of moles, that is forward. So bhaiya SO3 will be formed happily at higher pressure and bhaiya at a temperature of 720 Kelvin. That is the optimum condition we take. Now what happens then? SO3 with H2SO4 will form oleum. Sir, you were forming sulfuric acid, where from oleum came? And if you are forming sulfuric acid, why do you want to add sulfuric acid to form sulfuric acid? The reason is there. Dekho, there are two major reasons. First reason is that if I add SO3 in water, then H2SO4 formed very vigorously will create a lot of fog here. Dense fumes are formed. Sir, so what condense it? Arey bhai, sulfuric acid is there. If the fumes by mistake also touch someone, it's a very strong acid, skin will burn. The metal will get corroded where it is kept. So bhaiya, it is not a good idea to get the fumes of H2SO4 if some other way is possible. So what we do? To be safe, we add SO3 to H2SO4 and we get oleum. Oleum is not that of a strong acid. So oleum is happily formed. Then what? Take oleum, that is H2S2O7, add water there and you will get 2H2SO4. If you remember, H2SO4 plus H2SO4 minus water was oleum. So if you give the water back, you will get 2H2SO4. The one you added also you got back and one new H2SO4 also came back. In the contact process diagram in the NCERT, you will see arsenic purifier there. Arsenic impurities are there. To purify it, we use gelatinous FeOH whole thrice. It absorbs the impurity of arsenic over itself. So gelatinous FeOH whole thrice is used to remove the impurities of the arsenic. At the last, in the chamber, something like this you will see, and like this kind of a quartz chamber you will see, a very dense chamber made up of quartz. At the end you will see there. What's the use of this quartz also? Sometimes the students ask. Very simple, it is used as a filter. So all the particulate matter that you used in the whole contact process, especially the catalyst V2O5, it is also a solid. To remove it, this final concentrated H2SO4, or basically the oleum, is passed through this chamber, and this chamber contains this lining like this made up of quartz, and this quartz act like a filter for the acid coming out. So bhaiya, this is the contact process. Now I'm going to discuss something which you already know from class 9th onwards. In case you don't know, now you can know it. Should you add water to the sulfuric acid or sulfuric acid to the water? Sir, one and the same thing only, na yaar. But yeah, this is not like marriage, huh? Ki girl marry boy, boy marry girl, they both are the same thing. Here, sulfuric acid with water reaction is extremely exothermic. So what will happen when sulfuric acid is in excess and water is added drop by drop? It is extremely dangerous, and you should never ever try this, because the amount of energy released will break the vessel, sulfuric acid will come out, and you very well know what will happen when such a strong acid will come out. It's very dangerous. Whereas, take water. So then what will happen? When sulfuric acid is added in little amount, some energy is released, some heat is released, but water has a high heat capacity. It can absorb a lot of amount of heat without significant change in temperature. That's why water is used as a coolant also. In cars also, sometimes water was added in the previous days. Nowadays, people are very rich. Everyone is adding coolant. But when the coolant gets over or little bit is left, you can add water also in the car for cooling it down. So water absorbs a lot of heat without much change in its temperature. So what happens when you add H2SO4, heat is released, water absorbs that heat. Will not let the reaction to become extremely vigorous. So if you want to dilute H2SO4, add H2SO4 to water. Do not add water to H2SO4, so that the heat can be absorbed. So bhaiya, this is the better way, nice way, sweet way, so we can laugh now. This was about the preparation method of the sulfuric acid. Now let us move on to the reactions of sulfuric acid, which is very, very important. So let's go ahead. So now the preparation is over, and we can enter into the properties or the reactions of H2SO4. Some physical property already we have discussed. This is another preparation method, very old one. Now they're in the surface chemistry only, lead chamber process. So the process is not important, but nitrogen oxide is used there for the lead chamber process. That one thing you can remember. But again, it is there in the surface chemistry, not in this chapter. Going ahead with the reaction first. So H2SO4 has two replaceable H+. Let's say the first equilibrium I can write in this way, second one I can write in this way. K1, K2 are equilibrium constants, or for the acid, dissociation constant. Like for any diprotic acid, K1 is much more than Ka2. But here the main part is that, in fact, he is the only strong acid with two H+. Remaining all the strong acid, HClO4, HCl, HBr, HI, all of them, HNO3, all of them have only one H+ there. But H2SO4 has two replaceable H+. Luckily, in the aqueous medium, almost both the H+ are completely removed and ionized. So whenever any question comes of H2SO4 in aqueous medium and finding pH, assume both the H+ got ionized. Going ahead, it forms two kinds of salt. With HSO4 minus, NaHSO4 will be formed. With SO4 minus, Na2SO4, CaSO4 type of salt will be formed. This is hydrogen sulfate salt. This is sulfate salt. So sodium sulfate, sodium hydrogen sulfate. It's a neutral salt. A salt of a strong acid is strong base, nothing, just neutral salt. This salt is called acidic salt. Why? Because he has a replaceable H+ here. This H+ can be replaced. So replaceable H+ is there. So NaHSO4 is a acidic salt, just like NaHCO3 is also acidic salt. There also one replaceable H+ is there. One small fine question here. Acha, will NaH2PO2, will it be acidic salt or not? Now this is my question. Is this acidic salt or not? So bhaiya, it looks like, sir, there are two hydrogen replaceable H. Nahi, it is not acidic salt. Why, sir? What is the problem in this case? If you see properly, the structure of H3PO3 is P double bond O, OH, HH. So only one replaceable H+ was there. That is already replaced. The two hydrogen you are seeing over here are the reducing hydrogen. They cannot be replaced. They are not acidic hydrogen. So it is not acidic salt. So this kind of logic you can work here. Going ahead. Now your H2SO4 is a very versatile kind of a compound. Why? He can act like an acid. He can act like a dehydrating agent. He can carry on a reaction from low volatility to high volatility also, that I will discuss in detail. But in simple words, if I explain, sulfuric acid is extremely viscous, very like dark or dense liquid is there. As a result, it can easily form something which is less viscous, because as we know from the second law of thermodynamics, if the entropy increases, the reactions are going to be more spontaneous. So in that way, if we understand this idea that sulfuric acid is less volatile means does not evaporate easily. Why, sir? Very high hydrogen bonding is there, that is why. So sulfuric acid is going to make less volatile less volatile acids very easily. Apart from that, acidic nature also we will see, and also sulfuric acid, bhai sahab, is oxidizing agent also, yaar. So that also we have to discuss. So one by one, let us go now. Affinity for water. Concentrated H2SO4 drinks water. He is the most thirsty person that you will know in your course, in the organic chemistry especially. So take sugar with concentrated H2SO4 and heat it. So what will happen? All the H2O will go out. So H22O11, that means 11 H2O goes out. What is left? Only carbon is left. So black color substance will be left. Maybe you have seen this. If you heat sugar at your home, don't try this right now, otherwise your mother will beat you immediately. Huh? But in case by mistake it happens, things can happen by mistake. So if you heat sugar at your home and you forget switching off the gas, what will happen? The sugar will completely burn and will get completely dehydrated, and a black substance will be sticking on the pen. That black color substance is carbon there. And this phenomena is known as charring of sugar. Charring of sugar means dehydration of sugar. Let's take one more example. With concentrated H2SO4, if I take oxalic acid, what will happen? Remove water first. So if H2O goes out, what will happen? C2O3 is left. Now there is no compound like C2O3, so you can write the combination of CO plus CO2. So this is C2O3 will be left. Chamka bhaiya. Take one more example. Formic acid. This is known as formic acid. The name formic acid came because it was made from chloroform for the first time. That's why formic acid people started calling him. What will happen if it is treated with concentrated H2SO4 and heat? HOH, Manchinilu, goes out. What is left? CO is left. Chamka bhaiya. So carbon monoxide will be left. That is the gas released there. Next set of reaction, from low volatile acid to more volatile acid. This was there in class 8th as well. Maybe people remember, some people do not remember. Understand, H2SO4 is very dense. So what happens? Think you are doing this reaction in a closed vessel, hai na? And you remove the cap from it. Now the vessel is open. So what will happen here? The H2SO4 is there. Some reaction occurs, some acid is formed, HX, and it can go out as a gas. So what will happen? Only the forward reaction will go on, backward reaction cannot occur. Why? Because if the product is going on as a gas, what will happen? Product is lost. So for the backward reaction, nothing is left there for the reaction to come backward. HX is already gone. In such kind of scenarios, or sometimes what simply happens, liquid is formed, but that liquid is so much less volatile that the reaction is more and more forward dominating because of the second law of thermodynamics. So what happens here, if we take MX with H2SO4, we get HX M2SO4 or MSO4, whatever, like Na2SO4, CaSO4, whatever the cation you took here, does not matter. The X can be fluoride, chloride, nitrate, and oxalate also I have written here. Why oxalate I have written here? Because this H2C2O4 question came in once in the JEE Main or AIEEE at that time. So let's do all of them together. So what will happen, like CaF2 with H2SO4, what will happen? Calcium takes sulfate to become CaSO4. Simple ion exchange reaction here, not a tough thing here. Simple, the ions get exchanged and the HF goes out. In fact, HF goes out as a gas. So just open the vessel, let the HF go. As soon as the HF will go, the reaction will not be able to go backward anymore. Why? Because if the product is not there, the product here will be the reactant for the backward reaction. I repeat, the product here will be the reactant for the backward reaction. But if the product got flying away outside the vessel, forever gone, then bhaiya, how can the backward reaction occur? So bhaiya, this kind of reaction, so do we have to remember this much logic? Nothing, just exchange the ion, give the answer, simple lallu logic is there. Going ahead, Acidic nature, same logic. Logic is simple that from strong acid to weak acid, the conversions are spontaneous. So carrying on, Na2CO3 with H2SO4, H2SO4 will give the H plus here. So what will happen? You will get H2CO3. So bhaiya, H2SO4 is a strong acid giving weak acid. So bhaiya, strong acid to weak acid conversions are spontaneous. So this reaction will happily occur. Sir, if I react NaClO4 with H2SO4, will the reaction occur? Arey nahi bhaiya, no. Why not? Because the product will be HClO4 and HClO4 is a stronger acid than sulfuric acid. So bhaiya, don't fall in this trap. Only the weaker acid can be formed by the acid-base reaction from a strong acid. So H2SO4 can form any weak acid, but not the stronger acid than himself. That is the HClO4, he cannot be forming there. So Na2CO3 with H2SO4 will form Na2SO4 plus H2O plus CO2. Why? Two reasons. Volatility you can also use, plus acidic logic. Strong acid to weak acid conversions are spontaneous, also we can easily use. Now I am going to enter into the oxidizing behavior of H2SO4, on which maximum questions will be asked. So let's carry on. So let us talk about the last reaction of sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid is a very well renowned oxidizing agent also. Now very strong, not very strong, okay, moderately strong. Like it is weaker than nitric acid but stronger than phosphoric acid in the oxidizing agent nature. So it is weaker than HNO3 but better than H3PO4 at least. Now what happens here? When copper react with H2SO4, understand one very tricky part here. Copper with HCl, there is no reaction there because copper cannot displace hydrogen gas. Whereas when copper react with H2SO4, what will happen? H2SO4 act like majorly not H2SO4, SO4 2 minus. Like whole H2SO4 we can say, but the main part is SO4 2 minus oxidizes copper 2 plus 2 making copper sulfate. Sir, but sulfate to reacted na, so some sulfate will be left also. So copper sulfate is made. What will happen to SO4 2 minus? He will get reduced to SO2. Now see here how the word works. SO2, if it is oxidized, it makes sulfate. Sulfate, if he is reduced, it makes SO2. So understand, if they ask which are the following reactions, sulfuric acid act like an oxidizing agent. So check in the product side where the SO2 gas is coming. That will be the case where the sulfuric acid act like an oxidizing agent. Next, what will happen with sulfur? So देखो यार, sulfur reacts with H2SO4 to form SO2. Understood? It got further oxidized to SO2. Sir, by this time in the HNO3 reaction we know, and there the sulfur was forming sulfuric acid. Carbon was forming H2O plus CO2. Here on the board I can see, sir, carbon forming H2O plus CO2, but sulfur not forming H2SO4. Why? देखो भैया, this is a redox reaction going on. Which reaction is this? Redox reaction. So the logic I told you, na, strong acid to weak acid conversion is spontaneous, strong base to weak base conversion is spontaneous. Same logic can work here also, that bhaiya, stronger oxidizing agent to weaker oxidizing agent conversion is spontaneous, and stronger reducing agent to weaker reducing agent conversion is spontaneous. That means any person by oxidizing someone else cannot make a product better oxidizing agent than him. In the same way, H2SO4 cannot make anyone equal to him or better than him. That means H2SO4 cannot make H2SO4 himself. You need some better, like HNO3 is better than H2SO4 na. So can HNO3 react with sulfur or SO2 to form H2SO4? 100% yes. Sir, by that logic, can H2SO4 react with phosphorus to form H3PO4? बिल्कुल correct, 100% correct. You just now understood a very nice, brilliant logic. कि भैया, if H2SO4 is the stronger oxidizing agent, he can easily form H3PO4, but he cannot form H2SO4 or HNO3. That means that if nitrogen react with H2SO4, will I get HNO3? No, because HNO3 is the better oxidizing agent and H2SO4 cannot form a better oxidizing agent than himself by acting like an oxidizing agent. To understand this idea, sulfur will stop at SO2. H2SO4 will not be formed here. What happens to H2SO4? He get reduced to form SO2. Sir, this reaction is called comproportionation. You told in the previous lecture, 100% correct. कि भैया, sulfur is getting oxidized to form SO2. H2SO4 is getting reduced to form SO2. So it's just the opposite of disproportionation. So it's a comproportionation reaction. Sulfur got oxidized as well as H2SO4 got reduced to form SO2. What about carbon? Nothing here. H2SO4 oxidizes carbon to H2CO3. H2CO3 unstable, so it forms H2O plus CO2. So what can you comment about the relative oxidizing agent nature? H2SO4 is the better oxidizing agent or H2CO3? Sir, this reaction is happening. That means H2SO4 has to be the better oxidizing agent than H2CO3. Why? Sir, because you said stronger oxidizing agent can make the weaker oxidizing agent by the redox reaction. For acid-base reaction, strong acid to weak acid, strong base to weak base conversions are spontaneous. Keep on practicing this logic, you will understand easily. Next question which comes, in the second reaction, how many gases are released? Just one gas. With carbon, how many gases are released with H2SO4? Two gases. In fact, I told for HNO3 also that with HNO3 as well, carbon react with HNO3 to form two gases, CO2 and HNO3 himself form NO2. Here also, carbon forms CO2, sulfuric acid himself form SO2. So, two gases are getting released here. One very important question. Going ahead now. Now, I am going to discuss the names of the acids that we have discussed here apart from sulfuric and sulfurous acid of the nitrogen family. H3PO4 highest oxidation state, so भैया ic acid, phosphoric acid. Lower oxidation state, OVS acid, so ic, OVS, hypo-OVS, ic, OVS, hypo-OVS, plus 5, plus 3, plus 1. So plus 5 ic acid, plus 3 OVS acid, plus 1 hypo-OVS acid. Similarly, plus 5 ic acid, nitric acid, plus 3 OVS acid, nitrous acid, plus 1 hyponitrous acid. चमका भैया, nitric, nitrous, hyponitrous, ic, OVS, hypo-OVS. Then the anions are named as, ic acid will be named as 8. So phosphoric acid anion, phosphate. Sir, what if all the H plus are not released? Then for example, if someone write HPO4 2 minus, then hydrogen phosphate. H2PO4 minus, then dihydrogen phosphate. Not a big deal. Going ahead, HPO3 minus this thing. Sir, can I call it hydrogen phosphate? No. Why? It is phosphite. Sir, why not hydrogen phosphite? Because this is not a replaceable H plus. This is not replaceable H plus. H3PO3 has a structure like this. So we have to understand the hydrogen you are seeing there is the non-replaceable H plus. For non-replaceable, we don't mention the word hydrogen for their name. Sir, but here you mentioned, because here both the H plus are replaceable. For phosphoric acid, all the H plus are replaceable. So, bhaiya, that's why I have written that when I found H2PO4 minus, one of the H plus was gone, but these two replaceable H plus were there. So, dihydrogen phosphate. Going ahead, this is H3PO2. H2PO2 minus is hypophosphite. Why? Because hypophosphorus acid, OS acid anion will be ite. So, bhaiya, phosphorus acid phosphite, hypophosphorus acid hypophosphite. Going ahead, similarly nitrate, nitrite. For his anion, no need to check because never asked in the examination. So, this was about the nitrogen oxygen family. And you being very good students, I will give you one nice trick, one more extra bonus trick. Finally, before saying finally a goodbye. So, देखो यार, bonus trick is there. If for instance, you have to write the reaction of Na2O with P4O10, in which way you are going to write the reaction. So, देखो यार, if you have a reaction of Na2O with P4O10, I am telling you a brilliant trick of writing it. You will love this trick. It's very awesome. Nice trick. देखो, imagine water. क्या? Imagine water. What's the meaning? Imagine Na2O is added in water. What will happen if Na2O is added in water, sir? Metal oxide in water, hydroxide, sir. NaOH, sir. P4O10 in water. Sir, P4O10 plus 5 oxy acid. So, plus 5 oxide. So, plus 5 oxy acid, sir, H3PO4 will be formed. बहुत बढ़िया. Now, go to class 8th, 9th level. Sir, acid plus base. Sir, salt plus water. So, the salt is Na3PO4. Sir, how you got Na3PO4? Na was plus 1. PO4 was 3 minus. Simple crisscross rule. Na3PO4. And sir, acid plus water. Cut water. Why? Because you imagined water. Water was not actually there. Sir, kuncham understood. Baga not understood. No problem. Carrying on. Imagine Na2O in water. So, NaOH. Whenever metal oxide, non-metal oxides are reacting, this is how to write the reaction. Imagine NaOH. N2O5 in water plus 5, HNO3 is formed. है ना भैया? So when N2O5 goes in water, HNO3 formed. Na2O went in water, NaOH formed. So NaOH plus HNO3, sir, acid plus base, sir, salt plus water. Don't play the game now. NaNO3. Sir, water we will cut because water we imagined. Brilliant, yaar. Carrying on. These two ideas I think are clear. Carrying on now. Na2O plus NO2. So Na2O, sir, Na2O in water, NaOH formed. We know that. Sir, what about NO2? देखो यार, NO2 nitrogen is in +4. Previous lecture also I discussed, I will discuss again. Nitrogen is in +4. Any +4 oxy acid here? No, sir. I can see +5. I can see +3. I can see +1. Sir, +4 not available. Sir, what to do now? कुछ नहीं यार, take the average. Take one up and one down. That means NO2 will go in water to form HNO3 and HNO2 mixture in water. That's why it's called mixed anhydride. That's why NO2 is called mixed anhydride, because in water he gives two different oxy acid. So what will happen? NaOH plus HNO3, different reaction will be there. Firstly, NaNO3 will come, then NaNO2 will come. Will the water come? No, sir, because water we have imagined it will not come. So, bhaiya, NaOH plus HNO3, NaNO3, NaOH plus HNO2, NaNO2. Such a brilliant reaction we have written without even mugging up. Why? Because bhaiya, we are Sri Chaitanya students and we are expert in the chemistry. Without mugging, we can solve the whole blocks. So, this is how you can understand the reactions. One bonus trick I have given. What if I add NaOH? Instead of Na2O, I actually give you NaOH, then some water will come out, because NaOH has water. So, bhaiya, this bonus trick you can use easily in the S block also, and you will love to write many of the reactions there. Now, by the end of all the nitrogen oxygen family, I also feel like a family to you, because many days I have spent in your maybe in the hall, maybe along with your family you have seen. But make sure at this point of time it is very important for you to revise the NCERT again and again. At least 2 reading from my side, please, 2 reading you can do. And if you do 2 readings of NCERT and you have attended these lectures, I guarantee you not even a single question can go wrong in the NEET examination. So all the very best. Thank you, and be safe, stay at home, and be very, very healthy. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. This is Saurabh Pant signing off, and this is the end of nitrogen and oxygen family from Sri Chaitanya family. Thank you so much.